Wholeness, sound, harmonious vibrations. I am Divine Lady Ninhursag, your sister of a distant moon. And today I wanted to talk about the full moon lunar eclipse that we're going to be having tonight. But before that, while I was doing my research for the full moon video and jotting down the information because I always want to bring you value, I realized that actually the full moon is today, and the date comes out definitely to a 9, not just the day 27 but also the complete 7/27/2018 also comes back to a 9, which is the number of the divine. And I just wanted to go into some areas of the significance of the number 9, and it just not being the number of completion. It has been very significant throughout biblical times, throughout the biblical books, and I did want to just get into that information about the number 9 and it being a divine number and very significant in our life. It is the number that wraps up the cycle. The numbers 1 through 9. 0, it's not a number. It is the divine itself because it's a complete circle. So the numbers actually 1 through 9, and the number 9 is the number of completion, the number of fruition, wrapping things up, getting ready to move on to the next thing. And basically it is very, very powerful because that's what the full moon is all about. It's going ahead and completing that and going ahead and releasing what is no longer serving us. So this is a very, very powerful time. Also this evening it's going to be a lunar eclipse, a full moon and lunar eclipse, a full blood moon lunar eclipse tonight. You will only be able to see it, I believe, if you're in Europe, parts of Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa, and South America. So we will not witness it with the naked eye here in the States, but we will be able to feel the effects of this new moon as it goes. And I really don't want to get into the new moon now because I'm going to get off on a tangent. Oh, not the new moon, I apologize, the full moon, because there's so much information on the full moon, and I'll definitely get into that when I get into the full moon video that I'll be making later on this evening. Okay, so we're going to stick to the topic at hand, which is about the number 9. Today is a 9 day, the significance of the 9, and just how the powerful effects of the number 9, the full blood moon, and the lunar eclipse all, actually it's a threesome. It's a threesome, and we know 9 is 3 times 3, or 3 plus 3 plus 3. So yeah, there's no coincidence there. Like, this is very powerful stuff. The people that get into numbers really heavy, that's not my category. That's not where I vibrate the highest in that area. But I do love biblical prophecy. I love the coincidence. I love how everything ties together. I love how the universe is numbers. Numbers are divine. Numbers are what makes us happen, what makes us tick. Numbers are magic. Numbers are really magic. And maybe at some time, if I'm called to study numerology, or I'm called to study into sacred numbers, I'll do that. But right now I'm really into biblical. I keep saying that wrong. I know that why that's not flowing from my mouth, but I really love biblical prophecy. I got away from it at one point, but now I'm getting back into it. And it's not so much that I'm not a gloom and doom person. I believe that everything, matter of fact, let me change that. I know my truth, that everything is about perspective. Everything. And, you know, a lot of times when we talk about the moon cycles, people get into retrograde and, you know, what things mean. And, you know, even with tarot and oracle readings and all those kind of things, people actually really get caught up in the message that's being delivered and not realizing that all things are about perspective. It's about your perspective. It's how you view things. These tools that we're given from the divine, because they all come from divine. Everything comes from the divine. Everything is in this universe for our highest and greatest good. If you look at it that way, you can experience life on a higher level of consciousness, a higher state of being. So, like I was saying, these tools are given to us as a means to keep us aware, as a means to understand how the universe works, understand how the universe can work for us. That's what I'm all about. That's why I am on Patreon at Occult Knowledge to Blissful Living, because there's secrets here. Occult means nothing but secret, and there are secrets here that have been kept from us for, you know, a very long time by a class of being that didn't want us to have that information. But this is now a different paradigm. We have shifted. We're in a new paradigm, the paradigm of knowing, no longer believing, the paradigm of knowing. And all of this sacred knowledge is your birthright. It is your birthright. Nobody can take your birthright from you. There's a shift. There's a shift in consciousness, that many things are, you know, if you're in divine alignment, that are becoming, many things are becoming aware. You're becoming knowing to a lot of things that are happening here on the planet and in the stars. But okay, enough of that. Excuse me, nose is itching. Enough of that, because I'm gonna mess around and give you the full moon video if I don't keep it up. Actually, the full moon video is going to actually be a reading, and I've only done a couple of readings online. I also provide readings. You can check me out again, like I said, on Patreon, and there's a level there for readings, and you can have a reading with me, Divine Lady Ninhursag, for 1 hour, and we'll work things out for you, and I will be a channel to deliver whatever messages that the divine has for you. So let's get into this number 9. Okay, so I took notes because I really wanted to be thorough with this information. I do trust in my divine instincts and my divine spiritual gifts, but I didn't want to forget anything, and it is my duty, my honor. It is a privilege to be able to come to you and offer this information to you, and for you to like and subscribe to my channel. Yeah, ring the bell, hit subscribe, and please let your friends and family know that Lady Ninhursag is on YouTube. Also, while I'm thinking about it, you can also join me on Sundays on the Goddess Zone Blog Talk Radio, and what I offer there to you is, this is a blog talk radio where women who are in divine alignment come together, and this is a platform where you can actually, whatever it is that you're offering, your creative ability, your creative nature, you can put it out there for the listeners to hear and see. You can put your contact information out there, and this is at no cost to you. I don't charge anybody to come on the show. This show is it's called the Goddess Zone, so that goddesses can come on and they can promote themselves and their brand, and they can let people know what they're about. And that's what we're here for. We're here to serve, and this way I will be serving my fellow sisters and humanity by offering this opportunity. It's just something that I was divinely inspired to do. Right now, it's only a 30-minute spot, but we will be going to an hour spot soon, and that will give you more time to promote your business and promote your creative offerings to the community. Okay, enough about that. I know I said that already, but these things are flowing and they're coming to me, and this is how the divine inspiration works. Okay, so the number 9. So I went into it already that it is a 7/27/2018, and all those numbers add up to a number 9. If you just take the day's date, which is the 27th, that also adds up to a number 9. If you put all that together, it's an 18, which comes back to a number 9, and 9 is divisible by 3, and yeah, it just keeps going and going and going. So number 9 is the number of completion. Also, one thing that I found out that I did not know, that 9 is also the perfect movement of God. So, people are coming on about, the full moon and everything, and oh my goodness, is so-and-so in retrograde, and is so-and-so and this and that. Let me tell you something. If you perceive that the retrograde is a time that you have to be cautious, and you have to prepare, and you have to do all this stuff, then you're going to get exactly what it is that you're preparing for. A Course in Miracles lesson 153, I believe, states that my safety lies in my defenselessness. So when you're not defensive, you don't have to worry about being attacked, or you don't have to worry about things happening to you. And I just got a memory, because I remember the first time I smoked weed. I'm not a weed smoker. I had some Jamaican friends, and our Jamaican family, they smoke. So this was when I was in my early 20s, and it was my first time ever smoking weed, ever. And we were all sitting around and everything, and they was like, you should try it. And I was like, yeah, I succumbed to peer pressure and I tried it. But my first response was like, something's going to happen that I don't want to happen, because I had never used drugs before. So, which, everybody says, okay, yeah, weed is not a drug. It's a medicinal herb. Okay, I wasn't sick. So I probably shouldn't have been smoking weed. But anyway, to each his own. I have nothing against weed. I'm a very girly girl. So the money that people were spending on weed and stuff like that, I just really felt like I could be buying me some lipstick, some earrings, something. I did not see the value in the smoking of the herbs. I did not see the value in the smoking of the herbs. So I didn't take to that. I have nothing against anybody else, no judgment. It just didn't resonate with me. I just wanted to do other things with my money. So anyways, what I was saying was, like, I said that to say, like, as soon as I smoked it, like, I was like, oh my God, I'm going home before something happens. Because in my mind, I felt like something was going to happen. And if I didn't go home, I probably would have thought something probably would have happened, because my mindset was already in that, like, I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to do something like, like make out with my best friend's brother, which the vibe was already there, and I knew I had a boyfriend, and I probably shouldn't do that. So I went home. So nevertheless, if you prepare for crazy things to happen on Mercury retrograde, you're going to be right. The universe gives you exactly what you asked for. Check your receipt, boo. Check your receipt, because you ordered it. If you prepare yourself for something to happen, it's more than likely it's going to happen. You'll find that following me, I don't get all into planning. I don't get all into this preparation. We're living on God's time, and if you learn to walk, and church people will say it's faith, walking in faith and all that. And you can say that. I'm not into religion at all. That's not my thing. I love the Bible. I love biblical books. I love the research. I love the spirituality. I love being connected with the divine, which all resonates within. And I love my meditation. I love my prayer. I get up early in the morning to listen to my coach. She's here on YouTube at ValerieLoveTV.com. And that will take you right to her YouTube channel. Every morning, her new book just came out, 40 Money Scriptures. And we're going through that every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. So in order for me to get up at 6 in the morning, I must absolutely love the subject, because I love my sleep also. So nevertheless, getting back to this number 9, because we're going to get this number 9 down today. And this is just so that you understand what's happening. This knowledge is here for us. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start using this knowledge to create wealth, to create a healthy body and lifestyle, to create bliss in our lives. Because there is no human being that doesn't want to be loved and accepted by their community, by the people around them. We just want to be loved. We want to enjoy ourselves. We want to be happy. That's the basic principle to living, to being a human. That is all that your soul wants. But you're so caught up in ripping and running, as the old folks used to say. You so caught up in ripping and running up and down the highway, going here, going there, that you can't do anything that you need to do, And that was me. I'm not judging anyone. I'm talking about the experiences that I had. There was a time before I've gotten to this level of consciousness that I was ripping and running so much that I would have like a pile of clothes, like I'm changing clothes and I'm just putting it in this pile over here until I get to it, until I slow down long enough to change them, because everything was more important than taking care of my soul and nurturing my soul. So we have to make a determination, and basically that's what spirituality is all about. Spirituality is about nurturing and taking care of your soul and giving your soul what it requires. We take care of our bodies, and some of us do, some of us don't, but we know that taking care of our body is a necessity. Whether we have the conscious mind or the state of awareness to do it is something else. And that goes into a whole nother subject of getting rid of blocks and dealing with things like unworthiness, guilt, shame, and things like that. But living in this 3D society, in this 3D world, we know that we always being taught to drink water. You need to drink 8-ounce glasses of water every day, at least. That's what they say. You need to get some exercise every day. Now that consciousness is shifting, they're saying, yeah, you need to get outside and you need to get some sun every day, which is true. And that's all for our body, right? But we also have to nurture our soul too. We have to take care of the soul, because the soul requires the same thing that the body requires. And really, it's the soul that requires the soul first, because we're spirit first. Everything is in spirit first, and then it manifests in the physical. So if you're, just say in my case, like, I know I need to lose a couple of pounds, I'm not even gonna front. So if I take care of my spiritual body, this weight will begin to come off, because my consciousness will shift and I will be willing to do what it takes to get the weight off. Okay, we understand that, right? Right. Okay. And again, back to the number 9. Another thing about the number 9 is that, let's see. Yes, the number 9, I have some slides also, so let's see if I can bring these slides up, because those are going to be added to this video, and that way you'll be able to see those also. So yes, okay, I have it here. And also the number 9 has a lot of biblical significance. As I stated earlier, it is said to be the perfect movement of God. So God is doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. He, she, the divine has no gender. We say he a lot because, the divine, you need a negative and a positive, and the Father is the positive, and the Mother, the Holy Spirit, is the negative, and you need both aspects to have creation. And anything that you create, like, when you plug a lamp into the wall, you have the female part, which is the receiving part, and then you have the male part, which is the actual part that you're putting into the wall. And you cannot have electricity if you do not have both of those components in play. And that's even with your car battery. You have to have the negative and the positive, or your car would not work. So it's not negative in the sense of anything bad. It's just the two elements that come together, the two principles that come together to create life, to create a spark, as they say. And I'm just getting to the slides that I've prepared to actually put in this video, and then we'll move forward. Okay, so let's see. Just one second. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And you know that you can follow me on Patreon, Instagram, Twitter, also on Facebook and YouTube. So, okay. Alright, so we know that the number 9 is also the number of finality, meaning the ending of something. It is the completion of a cycle, which we talked about earlier. 9 is also the number of patience. And the number of patience meaning, like, I know you've been working hard. I know you've been, doing all the things, and you're getting restless because you're not seeing the results. But hold tight. Just be patient. Everything's going to pay off for you. Just stay focused. Stay upbeat. Keep your vibration high. And that way things will work out in divine order, because you've laid the foundation. You've planted the seeds. And now the harvest you will reap. Okay? Also, the number 9... when Jesus was nailed to the cross, and it is all allegorical. Don't get up in arms about me because I said Jesus and be talking about it wasn't no such thing as Jesus. Okay, don't do that. We know that this is all allegorical, but the number 9 shows up so many times that this is just an example in biblical prophecy and biblical meaning of the number 9. Okay, great. All right, so when Jesus was nailed to the cross, he expired in the 9th hour, and he also appeared a total of 9 times to his apostles and disciples after his resurrection. So to get into that more, that is something for the Patreon channel, the Occult Knowledge to Blissful Living, and how we break down these Bible verses and, figure out what they really mean, because just because you think a word means one thing, it doesn't really mean that. There's another meaning for it. Like, just say, when we say the Lord's Prayer and we say, give me this day my daily bread, what you're asking for is give me the divine information that I require to be successful in this day. That's what that means. You're not asking for a piece of bread. You know what I mean? So, you breaking it down, just like when you say Psalms 23 and you say the Lord is my shepherd. It is actually the law, is my understanding. The law is my shepherd. Basically, if you follow the laws, and I'm not talking about the laws in the three-dimensional universe, in this three-dimensional existence, I'm talking about universal law, which overrides any law here. Universal law, because if you follow universal law, you won't be dealing with the law in 3 dimension. on the planet. You won't have to deal with this law because you'll be in divine alignment, and the universe will take care of you because you're following your shepherd, the Lord, the law, the universal law, and you shall not want. So if you're following universal law and you're in divine alignment, there should be nothing in your life that you should have to want for. And that's another video that's coming up, and it's going to be on the breakdown of Psalms 23. So let's get back to this number 9. See, I have so much juiciness for y'all that's been dying to get out of me, but I was caught up in my own caught up in my own head, fear, unworthiness. Is anybody gonna like my videos? What are they gonna think about it? It doesn't matter at this point, because once I deliver the message that divine has given to me, it is up to you whether you accept it or not. If you don't accept it, that's fine. It's not about that. It's about getting the word out, and whoever it resonates with, it resonates with. Okay, and it's no bad, it's no good. I love you because you are me, and we're both reflections of the Most High. It's that simple. You know, people make it hard. It's not hard. Okay, so the next thing about the number 9 in biblical terms is that there are 9 spiritual gifts of God. And those 9 gifts are wisdom, knowledge, faith, gift of healing, to operate miracles, prophecy, discreetness of spirit, tongues, like speaking in tongues, I guess like they do in church and everything, and to interpret those tongues. So those are the 9 spiritual gifts of God. I do have to study those more, so I really can't give you an in-depth understanding, and that's probably a good thing because this video will be even longer, right? Okay, and then there was another aspect, and that was the biblical meaning of the 9, and those are there are 9 fruits of the Spirit. Now, I have heard of these before. My coach will be touching on these, but I do need to study these more in depth, and I'll probably make a video on those too, because I love biblical prophecy. I'm not caught up on religion. I do not go to church. I'm not saying that I'm not going to never go to church again, because I go to church from time to time. You know, I'm not going to blow up in flames if I go into church. You know, there's a place for that in my life, but it's not something that I do every week. What feeds my soul the most for me at this juncture of my journey is to be in spiritual meditation and to do my daily spiritual practices every day. And I may even do a video on daily spiritual practices so that you can understand it's not always about meditation and sitting in the lotus position in front of your altar or wherever. You know, spiritual practice is studying. Spiritual practice is listening to, you know, spiritual, uplifting, high vibrational information. So sometimes it may be a YouTube video of somebody that you resonate with. But daily spiritual practice can consist of quite a few things. Daily spiritual practice can be dancing, moving your body, moving your soul and your spirit, just getting that vibration going and lifting you up to higher heights. So daily spiritual practice is definitely key. So that's what resonates with me at this moment in time. And for the witches watching the channel, of which I am a Christian witch, because I do love biblical prophecy and all these things, and I hang out with the the Christian witches, you know, the spiritual gangsters. Yeah, I hang out with them. My coach is a Christian witch also, and the number 9 is also linked with, I hope I'm saying this right, Hecate, Hecate, who is the queen of witches. Now, if I'm calling myself a witch, I probably need to go ahead and research her and study her and find out more about her, which I will be doing because I love study and research. Okay. And I think this has something to do with our moon, of course. The gods and goddesses that are linked with the biblical number include Juno, the Roman goddesses of abundance, Odin, the father, creator in Norse mythology, and Luna, who is the Roman goddess of the moon. So that gives us another aspect to our full blood moon lunar eclipse night, because this is a 9-day and 9 is associated with her also. Okay, so that is what I have for you. There is so much more information on the number 9, and if you are interested in researching the number 9, biblical aspect of it, you could definitely, I did get some of my information from Astrovera. I'll spell that for you, ASTROVERA.com, and there's a breakdown on all the numbers from a biblical perspective. And I thank you so much for hanging with me all this time. It's not too bad. I understand that the more comfortable I get with this whole process, that the videos are getting longer. But my job, my duty, my commitment is to offer you value. And that is all that I'm trying to do here that is all that I'm doing here, is providing you value. And I appreciate your patronage. I appreciate you liking my videos and subscribing to my videos. It's a wonderful thing, especially once you have found your bliss and then it's being accepted by your peers and your loved ones, and you're doing the work of the divine. It's an awesome feeling. I am Divine Lady Nin Herzog, your sister of a distant moon, and soon to be the author of Occult Knowledge to Living Your Bliss. I just gave myself another book to write. The one that's going to be coming out soon is 7 Basic Principles to Living Your Bliss. So, as soon as that book is available, which is about 80% finished, I will be offering it to you on Amazon, here on the channel, and you can still follow me on Patreon if you like. If you go to the Patreon today and you join at the $7.77 level, I will put your name in the sacred book, and when I perform the full moon and new moon ceremonies, I will also, your name will be written in the sacred book, and you will be present energetically to experience a high vibrational full moon ceremony. I love you with my whole soul. Have a wonderful day.